What is up, my fellow half-assers? It's your boy Corn. Oh, man. What a day, man. What a fucking day. I get off of work, come home, and I get on Twitter and I see that OnlyFans has decided to give porn, of all things, the boot, starting as fast as October 1st this year. 1 month. 1 month. All of the content creators that base their shit off of porn, that shoot porn on OnlyFans, you will no longer be able to do so. Before I get into the meat of this, I do want to say, I hope you guys are hitting that like button. And I damn sure hope y'all hitting that subscribe button. Just want to say that. Help support the channel. Hit me up in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about all of this. So I just figured I'd start off by saying that. Now let's get back to this, because there's quite a bit to unravel with this OnlyFans shit. So this comes from Input Mag. OnlyFans is banning porn. The company announced today it's a surprise move meant to protect its partnerships with banks and payment providers. The platform will still allow creators to post nude photos and videos, but not any sexually explicit conduct. The change goes into effect starting in October. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. This change starts in a month. And some change, obviously. That's crazy, because you got one side of people, and I've been looking at the reactions when I first got this news, which is shortly ago, not too long ago, and a lot of people are saying, yeah, that's good for them. They can go back to their jobs, and you go back to their shitty jobs, or you can go back and work at McDonald's, blah 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 blah. Hee hee ha ha. Yeah, I mean, some of those jokes are funny. I'm not gonna lie. Some of those jokes are funny that I saw on Twitter. I mean, it's Twitter. You're going to have to laugh at least a couple of jokes. But there's another side to it, to where you got to look at it as, look at the economy we live in. Not many jobs are paying what people are being paid to shake their asses and dicks in front of a camera. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. So I will never shit on anyone completely for having an OnlyFans. I mean, just a year ago, I was interviewing nothing but OnlyFans content creators. Now, I'm not a big guy. I'm not a big person on the whole twerking and all other shit in front of the camera and being paid for it. I'm not even a big fan of even paying people to do that kind of stuff in their living rooms and stuff. But the fact that it is an option, that there's a way and an avenue for people to make more money doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Cool. My whole thing is, as long as someone's gonna pay you to do it, I guess, hey, if you want to do it, then do it. But I was always curious as to how OnlyFans was going to end up. Because 2 years ago was when this whole surge of porn to OnlyFans became a thing. I remember when this shit started. I'm a very avid porn, watcher or porn viewer. So, Pornhub, browser and all that. I very long time, but I'm probably embarrassed to even tell you how long I've been even watching porn. But I've known about the whole OnlyFans game for quite longer than most. Before it became mainstream, and it didn't start out as a porn not app but site. It didn't start off as a porn site. But porn helped get it to the level that it's at. and it did a lot more than I'm pretty sure what not just the OnlyFans executives, but a lot bigger than what anybody thought it would do. The fact that this company is now worth $1 billion. You know, I saw a stat earlier because people tried to compare this to Tumblr. The difference between OnlyFans and Tumblr is because Tumblr went from being, I think, it was like a multi-$100 million company. And then once it got rid of all the, nude and porn and all this shit, it's now only worth like 1.3 million. Which obviously it's still a lot, probably for like a few people. If you split that up, a few people could probably literally live the rest of their lives off of it, but not many. And OnlyFans is doing this while they're at $1 billion. This company is worth $1 billion. 1 point whatever the fuck, right? They're doing this, but look at where they're headed. And this is the one thing a lot of people will not highlight. No one's talking about this. This is what they won't tell you. OnlyFans earlier this week officially launched OFTV, a streaming service. Do I even need to say more? Do I even need to say more? A streaming service that will not include any sexually explicit material. OFT features original content from more than 100 OnlyFans creators, spanning fitness, cooking, comedy, health, music, and more. OnlyFans earlier this year soft launched the on-demand streaming service, which now features a content library of over 800 videos. Bruh. Remember when I told you they had a plan, fam? They had a plan. It's like the government, bro. They had a plan all along. They knew what they were going to do. They said, hey, if this works, we're going to ride this train, then these investors are going to start coming. Guess what? We got a plan. Streaming service. Let me tell you something. When a company is worth $1 billion, you can do a streaming service. You can launch a streaming service. I'd say when you get half a billion, you probably have enough money to launch a mainstream streaming service. You might not be able to pay for really good content on it, but OnlyFans has the potential to be something really big. Now has OnlyFans had hiccups? Yes. Because like I said before, people try to blame Bella Thorne. Nah, yes, what she did with OnlyFans last year, it was terrible. She's a piece of shit for that. Yes, I get it. But we don't need to keep hammering on that fucking... I did a whole video on that. We don't need to hammer that into the ground. It happened. It's in the past. Whatever. She might still be a piece of shit. I don't know. I don't follow Bella Thorne like that. Or at all, actually. But yeah. Obviously, that was a fucked up move she did last year. She was a piece of shit for that. Bad Bobby. The same thing. I don't even need to say anything about Bad Bobby, who recently turned 18 this year and was doing fuck shit on I can't yeah not even gonna do that. But look down here. In July of 2021, OnlyFans approved 114,000 creator accounts out of 279,000 applicants. It also revealed that it deactivated 15 OnlyFans accounts last month after detecting this on those accounts. So they are not fucking around. Rightfully so, at least in that area, rightfully so. But let me tell you something. I knew OnlyFans was coming to an end when I saw that Floyd Mayweather created an OnlyFans about a month or so ago. I was like, oh yeah, OnlyFans, that value, yeah, that value is gonna drop if they continue with all this bullshit. They if you got all these celebrities on here and you got all the porn and shit on there, yeah, one of them's gonna have to go. Obviously, the porn. And again, it's not a terrible move. That's the thing. Like, it's not a bad business move. If anything, it's probably a good business move. Because however you market it, however you can market to original content creators. Because if it were up to me, I would say both. I would say get both porn and the famous people off, and leave it open for actual. Have it be a video version of SoundCloud. If you can have that as a video version of SoundCloud, bro, you have, because YouTube was supposed to be that until YouTube became this fucking Google centric. It's just Google 2.0 pretty much. So everything's, super monetized, everything, whoever gives the most money, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. And I say that as I'm here on YouTube. But anyways, Bloomberg. Let's go to the Bloomberg article. The news disappointed some of the sex workers who come to rely on OnlyFans. Sylphie, a 30-year-old from Dallas who declined to provide her real name, blah, 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 began posting to OnlyFans a few years ago and relies on the site to pay her bills. So, this is where we come into a problem, right? Because if you go back to my example that I said earlier about, going from YouTube to Patreon or whatever, it's hard to do that. Going from YouTube to Twitch, that's like someone like me with only 300 and whatever the fuck subscribers, trying to, now YouTube gives me a 1 week notice, says, hey, you got 1 week to get off of here. YouTube would never do that because they would just take channels down like they always do. But just, using an example, YouTube says you got 1 week to get off of YouTube. So where the fuck am I going to go to keep 300 and whatever the fuck subscribers or followers or whatever the fucks or Patreons? I can't go to Patreon and expect to have three off the jump and have 300 Patreons. I can't go to fucking Twitter and think I'm gonna have 336 Twitter followers. You know what I mean? So I understand that, okay, you have bills to pay. You can't just jump from OnlyFans to ManyVids. But hear me out. Just hear me out. You have other avenues that you can advertise on. Such as, everybody, I know a lot, at least most of these OnlyFans models or content creators, whatever they want to call them, sex workers, they advertise mostly on Twitter. That's how you get people, especially people that don't know who you are. If you're not a celebrity, you have to go somewhere. You can't just show up on OnlyFans and just create one and just tell 5 people. I mean, you can, but you're not going to make any money. So they know the hustle. She knows, this Sylphie lady knows the hustle. And plus, you're a 30-year-old that lives in Dallas. Just go outside and tell people you're on OnlyFans. If you don't look like a bag of shit, they'll probably subscribe. So, at least, some of them. So, I mean, look. Is it bad for the content creators? Yes, of course it is. Of course it is. But when you have a company that reaches to those new heights, and yes, because of the sex workers, yes, because of the models, yes, because of the content creators, you got investors. That's public enemy number one to any company, or at least to original content creators, to content creators in general. That is public enemy number one. Are investors, because that limits the potential, that limits the originality. Whether you're telling a story, whether you're shooting porn, whether you're just being yourself. These big money investors and banks and all these people, like they are nothing but you know, people who want to control their own narrative. And now you're looking at a company like OnlyFans that pretty much the face of OnlyFans was porn. Still is, and will be for quite some time, unless something really spectacular comes out of this, until something spectacular comes out of this streaming service that they're talking about. Whenever people think of OnlyFans, they're going to be thinking ass and titties. Ass and titties. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. If you go down here, it says OnlyFans grew off the back of sex workers who found a safe haven in the platform to charge their fans for access to exploit photos and videos. Unfortunately, there remains a stigma in the world surrounding sex, and OnlyFans empowering a new generation of entrepreneurs to run their own independent businesses and make millions doing it. Apparently, wasn't enough to change that perception. Facts. And like I said before, I'm not someone to say that OnlyFans or that, you know, porn empowers or doesn't empower anybody. I'm not here to say that. I'm not here to agree or disagree with that statement of, you know, OnlyFans empowering a new generation. I know this new generation feels empowered by it. A lot of them do. But yeah, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But anyways, in terms of running their businesses and making millions doing it, yes, that's very evident that has been happening on OnlyFans. Very evident that OnlyFans is that kind of platform to let them to even be able to do that. But as soon as we saw that crackdown with Bella Thorne, yes, going back to Bella Thorne, because I do want to mention, like I said earlier, she may not have affected OnlyFans in that way, in the way that we're talking about right now, of the grand scheme of things. But she kind of, you know, tipped the wine glass over the table, you know, a little bit. Because again, like I said, we all should have known to get the hell out of Dodge of OnlyFans once Bella Thorne did what she did, and OnlyFans came out literally 2 days, not even a week later, and said, "Look, we're putting a hold on this. We're taking care of the situation now, of where now, you know, we're putting certain restrictions on OnlyFans." And pretty much said it's because of Bella Thorne, because I mean, obviously that was pretty obvious and evident. You know, Bella Thorne get on there and just making millions, scheming, like it was crazy. It was crazy what she did. I totally get it. I was even talking with other content creators that are on OnlyFans, and even they said it. You know, they were pretty fucking pissed. You can go back and to the interview I did with Kate Kennedy. I sat down with Kate Kennedy and talked for damn near 3 hours. She even mentioned it. She said, "Fuck Bella Thorne." And I was like, word. But, yeah. Look, man. OnlyFans is something that's... The difference between OnlyFans and Tumblr, by the way. I think I've said gave you guys a little bit of a detail of it. Is that OnlyFans is having a streaming service. Tumblr didn't have a streaming service. They didn't have any kind of backup plan. when it came to these investors for Tumblr. Now Tumblr, their value is going way down. I don't think, and I'm not trying to praise OnlyFans. I think that this situation sucks for both parties, but especially for obviously the sex workers. But to be fair, OnlyFans is going to end up with a lot more money and probably a lot more value if and this is a big if their streaming service can succeed. Because that is the only, if they were going in any other avenue, I would say it wouldn't work. But the fact that this company, OnlyFans, is actually going into the direction of streaming service, I think that if you can do a streaming service that is catered to literally original content creators, like normal people, regular people, like your everyday people, I think you got something on your hands. Because you have that name attached to your company, OnlyFans. So people are always going to turn their heads when they hear that name. That's my own personal opinion. I'm not some kind of, I don't have any inside scoop or anything like that. That's just my own personal prediction of what's going to happen, my own personal opinion what's going to happen. But I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what the fellow half-assers think. So make sure, again, hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you go ahead and follow me on Instagram at halfasspodofficial. And yeah, I'm me. This is Half-Ass Pod, and I am OUT.